Srishti from the team of GISA Council. I welcome you all to the Deployment of Defense in Depth in Policy webinar conducted by GISA Council. It is a non-for-profit. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Please continue.
Okay. So yeah, it is conducted by GISA Council. It is a non-for-profit organization committed to empowering individuals and organizations through specialized training and globally recognized certification. Our mission is to strengthen the cybersecurity and IT governance ecosystem by building skilled professionals through programs such as Associate Information Systems Auditor, CISA, CSAM, CRISC Prep Training, ISO Lead Auditor, CISSP Prep Training, and many more. Our director, Dr. Hiral Patel, is a visionary in the field of information technology and cybersecurity with over 17 years of global experience as a consultant and lead auditor. She is renowned for shaping the future of risk and compliances. She is deeply committed to mentoring and empowering the next generation of professionals, guiding them with clarity and purpose into the evolving world of information systems audit and risk management. In just 1.5 years since our establishment, GISA Council has proudly trained over 2,500 plus professionals across 60 plus countries, including participants from 160 plus global enterprises with more than 30 Fortune 500 companies among them. Before we proceed further, I'm pleased to announce the launch of our upcoming ISA batch, Associate Information Systems Auditor Training Program, starting from 7th February 2026. This is a hands-on practical IT auditing training program designed to provide step-by-step guidance on how to conduct IT audits, from planning to reporting. It is an ideal for professionals looking to build strong practical foundation in IT auditing. Now, I am delighted to introduce Mr. Sonu Verma, a seasoned trainer with 17 years of experience helping professionals to advance their career, having worked with multinational corporations, implemented reporting and data integration solutions. The vision through his practical insight, he aims to help individuals to enhance their skills, build successful career, and drive meaningful change in the organization. As a consultant and auditor, his practical insight make him a valuable asset to this webinar. Best wishes to all the participants. Sir, over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Archie. Welcome on the call team. This webinar has been arranged by GISA Council in order to understand the defense in depth mechanism. Those people who are in the IT, they know that the defense in depth, how we deploy using technical controls, non-technical controls, supervisory controls, administrative controls, etc. But today, we are starting the defense in depth mechanism flowing through our policies, that how we make the policy in IT. I will be helping you to understand how to take care of the policies if you are in a position where you will be drafting the policies. If you're new to the organization, you will get to know that by reading the policies, you will be getting to know how to gauge the cybersecurity infrastructure, how robust the security infrastructure is there in your organization by reading the policies. In both ways, either you're reading the policies or if you're making the policies, in both the cases, you will get to know. So me, Sonu Kumar Verma, as a trainer of this ISA batch, I will be helping you out to understand how this works, how you will be deploying the defense in depth mechanism in the policies. Welcome on the call, and please confirm someone when my screen is visible to all of you. Can somebody confirm that my screen is visible? Dinesh, can you confirm that?
It's visible.
All right.
Yes, visible.
Okay. So in this webinar, we are trying to understand how to draft a policy in a way where we will get to know whether the defense in depth mechanism has been deployed in any policies or not. Second, we will also get to know that what exactly the defense in depth means. Third, when you're writing the policy as a part of management team, what all parameters you need to take care of so that your organization can swim in the defense in depth mechanism, applying the robust security controls across the organization, whether it's the IT area or non-IT area, both. Now, once we are deploying the controls, there are something called control assessment. We will get to know how to deploy the control assessment, how we are matching or mapping both the controls in any policies for any of the domain or any of the department. Now, as an auditor, the first work that an auditor does is to conduct the stage one audit. In the stage one audit, when you're deploying the stage one audit or when you're conducting the stage one audit, in the stage one, what we do, we audit the policy first, all the policies and procedures, SOPs, contract, master service agreement. While auditing the policy in the stage one audit, the length and breadth of the policy will confirm you that how complex the process of the company is, whether the management has deployed their strategic outlook while writing the policy or not. By writing the policy only, by looking at the policy, you will get to know what exactly is the mindset of the policy maker, that is the management team. Now, once you're writing the policy and deploying the defense in depth mechanism, we also need to ensure that your cultural impact of the organization should be proactive versus reactive in security postures. What does it mean? Okay, I will tell you how. Right, let's say I'm writing a policy for an organization where, let's say, we are writing the first policy that an organization has, manage access management. Okay. Now, if I write just 3 bullets point, recruitment team needs to send ID creation request to IT to create IDs and passwords and share with the recruiters. Okay, just understand there is a two statement of the policy of the access management of any company. By looking at the policy, we can easily get to know what is the structure of the organization, what is the mindset of the management team who has written the policy, and what is the robust security protocol or uh, the infrastructure of the security, how they are working in the organization. It clearly says that one person will send any ID request, second person will create the ID, and that is it. It means the person who has made the policy is not aware how to make the policy, or they are not genuinely interested in the policy. Now, in this part, okay, those people who are from the access from the IT team, okay, let's say we need to deploy the defense in depth mechanisms. Okay, so we are writing a policy here. Let's say we are writing defense in depth mechanism deployment in policy making. Okay, now everyone in the organization, we know those people, those company, those people who have worked with the IT. Okay, just say this is the version 1 policy. Okay. Now there is another another thing, another policy. Okay. Same access management. Okay. Can somebody help me out? What is their protocol in their organization of the access management team? Can somebody confirm that? Dinesh, what is the protocol in your organization to make the policy? How we go ahead with that?
Not from an IT background.
But you must be knowing that, right?
Yeah.
Anyone from the IT background here on the call?
We send a request to the person who creates an ID, creates an ID with the password, sends a link to the person who is supposed to access, whose ID is created, and that password is a short-term password. Once that link is activated, they log in using that password and then reset their password to the new password.
Okay. That is the creation process. Anyone else would like to contribute from IT background? Those people who are from IT background?
Yeah, yes. Basically, we are using list privilege principle and we need to know basis where access should be granted. And yes.
Okay. This is very choppy. We can't hear you.
Sorry.
No, there is a disturbance on the call.
Okay.
Anyone else would like to contribute from IT field? Those people who are from IT field? Anyone? Okay. Now, I'm telling you how does it work. Okay. Let's say I am writing the access management policy of this company. Okay. So I am writing 3 steps. Okay. Okay. Now, one, a recruitment team needs to send ID request to IT team for creation of ID. Number 2, supervisor of let's say, I'm writing the trainer. Trainer needs to send ID request to IT team for creation of ID. Supervisor of trainer needs to approve the request before ID team creates the ID. Okay. Now, third, trainer needs to raise a request in a ID request template with the name and designation, with the name and role of the person for whom the ID are being requested. Okay. IT team needs to create the ID within 2 working days. Within 2 working days from the time ID request is received. IT team needs to send ID and temp password to the trainer, and the trainer is responsible to confirm on email that all temp passwords have been converted to permanent or to generic or other or to or different password. IT, the trainer also needs to confirm about the departure of any candidate who leaves the training in between due to any reason. Maybe the person has not been able to crack the training modules, or the person has decided not to continue with the process or the organization. So somebody leaves the organization, or the person might have got the different what you call offer letter from other companies. Now, operation manager is responsible, or immediate supervisor is responsible to create a service request ticket to deactivate the ID when someone leaves the organization. IT team needs to deactivate the ID within 1 business day. Within 1 business day from the time ID deactivation request is received. Anyone who gets promoted, their immediate supervisor needs to raise a ticket for getting elevated access for promoted person if the person is getting promoted within same line of business. Anyone who gets promoted, their immediate supervisor needs to raise a ticket for deactivating the IDs for promoted person if the person is getting transferred to different line of business. So their existing IDs needs to be deactivated. Now, there is one more request. Organization needs to conduct periodic user access review to ensure people have got right access and there is no IDs lying in the database without any business justification. Okay, now this is the policy of the same organization. Okay, let's say this was for 2023. Version 1, version 1.1, same policy, annual review conducted. For 2024. Now, the below policy is version 2.0 or 2.1 for 2025 year. Now, can somebody see the difference? Okay, what happens? There is a shift in the management team. If you look at the policy of any organization and you find the version 1 just talks about 2 statement, next year also the same statement. But in 2025, what happened? There is a person who has joined the organization with the mindset that person is trained in the cybersecurity. The person is aware what exactly they need to write down the audits and the ID access management policy. So if you see closely this policy, it says trainer needs to send an ID request. So if we are deploying this part, what is happening here? This is called accountability. The trainer needs to raise the request. Now, the second thing it says supervisor of the trainer needs to approve the request before ID team creates the ID. Okay, so what is happening here? It is deploying the second layer of approval and the concept of security that says approve a requester cannot be approver. Okay, so this is the second line of check they are conducting here. Okay, second part. Now, what we are doing in the writing the policy, it says trainer needs to raise a request in an ID request template. So what they have done, they have deployed a approved version. Okay, that if the request is coming, the person needs to write down the ID request template. Okay, process integration, process deployment, we call it. All right. Next one is says IT team needs to create the ID within 2 working days. 2 working days. What exactly this 2 working days is? It is the infusement of SLA or deadline, holding IT team accountable for creation of ID within deadline. Okay. Now, what we are doing here when we are deploying the SLA team, what is the management's mindset, what they have used here? I'm just putting this extra here. Okay. Now, can somebody tell me what exactly is the mindset for writing this thing? Anyone? Why did we write this 2 working days as a deadline other than the SLA part or the deadline part? Anyone would like to contribute here? Anyone?
This is to ensure that if
Let's go on.
all requests which are being sent for creation of password and ID is created, maybe sometimes if somebody has missed not creating the ID password, then how do we know whose request has been processed and whose request is not been processed? So there is a clear definition that every request that comes to them has to be processed within a defined timeline, and same has to be confirmed after the work has been done.
If the IDs, let's say, if the IDs are not created within 2 business days, what is the violation? Okay. The violation we always calculate from CIA point of view, okay, which is called confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Let's say this person has joined the organization on Friday, okay, and the ID should be up and running by Tuesday. On Tuesday, if the person comes to the organization and they find their IDs are not up and running, okay, so this is going to be an issue of availability, okay. This is a violation of ISO 27001 CIA from CIA point of view. It says if the person does not have the ID for 2 days, the person will not be able to take the training with their IDs and passwords, and it is rolling out the organization, or it is highlighting the organization that the organization's IT team has violated the availability part of information security mechanism ISO 27001-2022. Okay. So the person, it can clearly understand looking at the policy. If you are good enough to understand, okay, you can see the person who has written the policy, either the person is the CISM or ISO certified guy. Okay. Any question here? Any question to you? All right. Now, it says IT team needs to send ID and temp password to the trainer, and the trainer is responsible. I will say trainer is responsible to confirm on email that all temp password have been converted to a different password, which is a permanent password. So why the trainer is responsible? Sometimes there are people who join the organization who are not familiar what is their ID, what are the password complexity of the organization, what is the password policies, and how and where they need to go to change the temporary password to permanent one. So the trainer is aware of that what is the password complexity, okay? So this is the deployment of password complexity mechanism within the access management policy. Okay. Now, if the IDs and password says, okay, we need to write 16 digits of password, 1 upper, 1 lower, 1 special character with numbers and blah, blah, blah. Okay. Now, the person, first we can see the accountability is done. The approver, checkers and maker concept is done. The process integration is done. SLA has been deployed. Now this is we call as a policy deployment within the policy. This is the password management policy or the password complexity policy of information security or cybersecurity policy that is getting infused from one department to the other department. Now, password complexity, which is getting configured in your Active Directory or the password management tools, they are getting deployed in the policy. Now, this is called policy to policy integration. Okay. Now, trainer also needs to confirm about the departure of any candidate who leaves the training in between. Okay. Now, someone who is leaving the organization in between, it means there is a periodic audit of the headcount. Okay. It says if somebody leaves the organization, the trainer has their IDs. It is the possibility that the person who has got the another offer letter and wants to leave the joining or wants to leave this training in between and want to join the different organization, what they can do. If the person is frustrated because of any XYZ reason, they can pass on the password and IDs to their colleagues. Since it is a training password, the person can use their colleagues can use his or her IDs and password who has already left the organization to conduct any unethical work using their IDs and password. So we will not get to know who is doing what if the person has left the organization by sharing the IDs and password. So it becomes a part of investigation now. If somebody has used the IDs and password, let's say I am working in a Vodafone and one of my colleague has left the organization. Once he has left the organization, he shared the IDs and password where I can deactivate someone's phone number sitting in Bangalore, Delhi, or any Mumbai call center. Okay. So what happens? The person has become an internal threat. So there is the concept called insider threat policy. Okay. Now, if you see that the insider threat policy mechanism has been deployed in your access management policy as a part of in-between check. Okay, this is the transition phase from a person who is getting into the training and then moving to the production. But in between, what is happening? Okay, what is happening here? Who is going to check? The trainers are not highly trained from the security. Okay, they know that they just need to laugh, make the people happy with the content. They should learn, but they are not trained on all this cybersecurity thing. And that is why when we are looking for a cybersecurity professional, we always want a person with a mindset that has the robust security mindset, who is trained on the ISA training or ISO training, who knows what exactly the cybersecurity part is to deploy these policies here. Okay. And that is one of the reasons this GISA Council has decided to give another session of this ISA training, which is starting in the Fab. So what you can do, guys, if those people who are looking for this practical session, they can go here. I'm sharing this link. Okay. From here, you can register for this course. This course is starting from 7th of February. Okay. Register yourself if you people are looking for the full practical session on this. And then I will be the person who will be teaching you on access management, business continuity, logical security, network security, operation security, vendor management, third party, supply chain, risk assessment, risk management. There are almost 7 to 8 domain with 105 controls, evidence that we will be auditing. We will be practically auditing, and we will be making sure that you people know how to audit an organization independently. Even if you need to write the policy, you will be getting to know how to deploy the defense and depth mechanism in policy making. So I'm sharing this on the chat box, chat guys. So those people who need the link can copy from here. And can register. Now, coming back to this defense in depth mechanism. Now, once this transition phase is happening, okay, of a person who is completing the training, moving to the production, the person has completed the training. Now the person has moved to the production, whether it's a ITT or non-ITT, person needs to report to operation team. Okay. Now, it may be possible the person gets promoted in some time, a person leaves the organization. It says operation manager is responsible or the immediate supervisor is responsible. Can you see this? Is responsible to create a service request to deactivate the IDs when someone leaves the organization. Now, can somebody tell me why this, what is the science of this word or? When we are writing the word or, what is the science of this word or in the policy? Anyone would like to contribute here? Okay, let me help you guys. If the person is reporting to the supervisor and the I person has decided to leave the organization, now in your resignation, you always write in resignation to your manager, copying HR and your operation manager. Now, when you leave the organization, it may be possible your supervisor is on leave. Okay. He or she might have gone the wedding ceremony or anything else. By the time he or she comes back from the leave, you will find if only this person is responsible and is coming after 10 days, your IDs, the person who have left the organization, their IDs are left unattended without deactivation because the supervisor was on leave. So what we have done, we have created an intermittent responsibility. If the supervisor is not there, the manager is responsible to create the ID deactivation process. And that is because it says IT team needs to deactivate the IDs within 1 business days from the time that deactivation request is received. Okay. Now IT team will say, okay, I have not deactivated the ID because I have not received the request. Now, the policy says I will be held responsible only once the request is received. So what we did, the person who is the policy maker, he has provided a dual responsibility here. Okay, this is called the leave management policy configuration. Leave management policy infusion in access management. Okay, we are holding the team responsible. Okay, we are not holding the IT team because IT team has a clear agenda that they will deactivate the ID once their request is received. Now, IT team needs to deactivate the ID within 1 business days. Okay, it means once the person has left the organization, it is the responsibility of the supervisor to deactivate, to raise the request the same day. And to ensure the ID is not misused, they need to deactivate the ID within 24 hours within 1 business days. It is a 1 business day. If the organization is not working on Saturday, Sunday, the person needs to deactivate the ID on the next working day. Now, it says anyone who gets promoted, their immediate supervisor needs to raise a ticket for getting elevated access. Okay, so this is what? For a promoted person, if the person is getting promoted within same line of business, okay, it is within the same line of business we are talking about. So what this person is doing, we are deploying the RBAC policy, okay, that is a role-based access control mechanism deployment. Okay. Now, within the access management, what we have done, ID creation, ID SLA, ID deactivation process. Now we are deploying the ID deactivation and ID role-based mechanism deployment, which is called role-based access control. We are deploying that the person who role he has or she has in the different line of business, also in the same line of business. In both the cases, the person will get access on the basis of their roles. Now, there may be a case where person gets promoted to the different line of business. They get transferred to UK, US, China. Let's say this person was working and the person has done some course, let's say project management. Now, after getting the PMP certification, the person has been hired as a project management professional. Now here, in this organization, the person was working as, let's say, developer. The person has got another skill set and the organization has assessed in the exam and they got promoted and transferred out. Because the project management, the person, let's say this is the UK based company, the person needs to talk to the client to get more business, to get more project. So their existing ID needs to be deactivated. Okay. So this is what we call frequent ID audit for promoted and transferred out cases. Okay, why it is intermittent? Because what happens, the ID deactivation is happening every day or every week whenever the person is leaving the organization. If the person is getting promoted within the organization, this is a regular case. But this frequent ID audit says when the person has been promoted and transferred out, this existing ID needs to be deactivated. The person does not need the ID of a developer. The person needs the access to all the project management tools. So this is called an intermittent audit, okay, based on the promotion and transfer cases. This is a concept that we call, like in IT team, we call it the role-based access, privileged access, least access control, what you call, there's a risk-based access control. But this ID audit is called entitlement audit. Okay. Sometime once you will apply for the job, okay, in the UK, US, and Australia region, you will always find that the job description always look for, but they will ask you, do you have the experience in entitlement audit? So when they ask for the entitlement audit, don't get confused. They are applying a new concept called entitlement audit for where the organization has implemented frequent ID audit for promotion and transfer cases. Any questions so far, team? Okay. Now, when we go to the organization, need to conduct periodic user access review to ensure people have got right access and there is no ID. There are no IDs lying in the database without any business justification. So what is it saying? This is called audit requirement. Basis ISO 27001, NIST CSF 2.0, CIS controls, SOC 2 audit, SOC 1 audit, regulatory audits. Okay. Now, it is creating a requirement for the audit requirements. Okay. What is happening here? Earlier in all the phases of the policy making, we got to know this management mindset that the person is deploying not just the user access review part, but the process integration, the SLA integration, password policy integration, insider threat policy integration, entitlement audit, role-based access control deployment. Now, entitlement audit and audit requirement, which is coming as a regulatory requirement deployment. Okay, audit requirements. When you're looking at the policy, what happened in between 24 and 25? Team, Dinesh, what do you think? What has happened between 24 and 25?
Between 24 and 25, organization has got a holistic view, and they have got some person who is trained in cybersecurity, and they've got a more robust controls and a role with at all point of time they have created a checks and balances, maker and checker system.
Okay, the science of checking. Okay, as an auditor, what exactly you need to know, what exactly has happened between 24 and 25. Okay, in 2024, the policy was just two-liner policy. In 25, there is a huge policy with a different mechanism, with a different line of controls, with different process integration. So do you think that there is the same management team? Do you think this is the same management team?
It can be same management team or some new person has come.
Yes, because if the person has the brain, okay, he or she will write the policy right from the beginning. It means there is a shift in the management team. There is a shift in management team. One. Second, management team has gone through some audit requirement. Management team has decided to hire more intelligent people or more trained and experienced person in GRC or whosoever is responsible to make the policy. Now, management team has decided to hire a person on the higher package, right? If the person is more trained, more experienced, they will always ask for more money, right? Correct, team? Now, why an organization has decided to pay more? The organization, nobody is making the payment from their own pocket. It is flowing through the management's or organization's pocket. Okay. Now, in which case the organization decides to make more, to pay more, it means organization has got more clients who are looking for robust security control and ready to pay. It means the client are looking for those people who can assure their data in the organization is secured. And how do we can secure the data? Our mindset operates on the basis of what we have gone through as per the policy. In the home also, our mom says, okay, you cannot go out after 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock. Let's say it is the rule of your house from the beginning. So your mindset starts operating on the basis of that. Okay. Let's say after that, your father is from the military background. He says, okay, no, you cannot go out after 9 p.m. Earlier, it was in some house it is 11, and in some house it is 9 p.m. So what is the difference between both? The second person, the person who is from the military, he knows that what exactly the security control he needs to deploy. So the moment he says that you cannot go out of 9, okay. If you go out of 9, you will have penalty. Okay. So you will start behaving in a way as per the policy of your house. In the same way, the organization people behave on the basis of the organization policy, organization culture. So the organization culture flows and sprouts out from the policy, and the policy is sprouting out from the management team. And that is where we talk about the strategic thinking of the management getting flowed in the access management policy, or in this case, or any policy. And then this management is quite trained. He is binding all the policy with one policy. Okay. Now, in this same policy, what we write down, if the IT team does not deactivate the IDs within 2 business days, there will be a disciplinary action against this person. So let's say I'm writing organization has deployed DISCO. Okay, let's say DISCO stands for Disciplinary Committee. Okay. Now if the person has deployed that, if anybody who is violating this policy, the IT team will go for a warning letter, and up to the termination also. So we are issuing the PIP, the critical action plan. It means when if you look at the policy, it means the client is very finicky. Earlier, there have been IDs which were lying in the organization for 2 years, 3 years. Nobody were deactivating the ID. Nobody was creating any robust security controls. Nobody was even looking at the picture. Now, the organization's management team has worked hard. They got more business, but nobody is going to give you the IDs or, the data without any security controls. So they said, okay, this management team has made 2-liners policy. This is not going to work. Because when the client gives you business, they conduct the due diligence. And while conducting the due diligence, they always ask you to share all the IDs and passwords. All the policies and procedures and SOPs. Client says, oh, the access control, which is the first thing that we need to take care of in any organization, whether it's a physical access, logical access, or network access. Now, the access people are getting with no check and balances. There is no audit of the ID deactivation. So if I am the client, I am not going to share my business with this company. So after multiple rejection, the CEO of this company decided, let's do the robust security controls. They deployed the robust security controls so that vendor can give the more business, the client can give more business, because the client is getting an assurance by this company that our company is IT company and it has deployed the robust security controls. Now, by looking at this policy, do you think somebody will give the business? Dinesh, if you are the client, will you be giving the business to this company who has the robust security controls?
Yes, of course, I will be.
You will give that. But I will not give it until I have the assurance. It is just a piece of paper. How will I get to know? So what happens, team? In the GISA, I will be teaching you one more thing. This is called deployment or infusion of compliance to assurance. Now, what is the difference between compliance to assurance? Compliance is self-assessment or any internal audit. When the below controls are tested, reviewed, and documented by a third party, is called assurance. Now, I have, let's say, hired an EY, KPMG, Deloitte, PricewaterhouseCoopers, any big four companies to assess my organization. Now, they assess the organization, they say, okay, it's fine. Okay, now your organization has deployed the robust security controls. But I need a documented proof. Now, what this documented proof can be as a part of the assurance. Now, assurance comes, let's say, assurance, I need SOC audit report, NIST CSF audit report 2.0, or I need ISO 27001-2022 certificate, that too from International Accreditation Forum. Okay. Now, fairly known as IAF, because these days there are organizations who are selling the ISO certificate in 5,000 rupees. They do not audit. They simply give, okay, you are ISO certified. And the client knows it. So they will say, okay, I need a certificate of ISO 27001, 2022. That gives me assurance that your access control policy has the robust security controls with the defense in depth mechanism deployed in each layer, right from the beginning of IT creation to ID deactivation. You say, okay, fine. Then you will see, it says your last control says organization needs to conduct periodic reviews, blah, 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 because of the audit requirement. Now, if I give you this internal audit policy, I give you internal audit report and the assurance of ISO 27001. Now, Dinesh, will you be able to give me the business now? Of course, right? Right, team?
Yes.
Right. So
So
what
no,
happened?
2000, 27001 is cybersecurity ISO?
What do you mean cybersecurity ISO?
I was just reading
Night?
somewhere that there is one ISO certificate for cybersecurity. Is it the same one?
Yes. Now, if I need to ask for more certification, I can ask for critical information, a critical infrastructure security audit, CIS controls, or critical internet security controls audit. Okay. Now, what we do for this access control part, we have just gone through this in the beautiful session that is starting from Fab as an ISA. This is just one domain, and this is just a documented thing that I am providing this on this webinar. I will be helping you with the evidence, what exactly the ID request form is, what is the difference between SLA and deadline. I will show you how to audit the password complexity. I will tell you how to audit this role-based access control mechanism. I will teach you what is the external entitlement audit. I will teach you what exactly the ISO 27001 controls are. I will teach you how will you validate your ISO controls or ISO certificate is actually a valid certificate on the portal of IAF. For that, I request this team to go on this ISA portal, for which the link has already been shared. Please register yourself for this beautiful session that is starting from 7th of February 2026, and where I will be teaching not just the robust security controls or the defense in depth mechanism part, but also I will be teaching the vendor management, business continuity planning, RTO, RPO, etc., including logical security, network topology, network diagram, IDS, IPS, and firewalls rules review. I will be teaching all these controls, more than 95 controls or 93 controls if on the basis of ISO. ISA has a broad syllabus, okay, where we are going to cover more than 10 domains, including risk assessment, risk management, third-party vendor management, etc. Okay, now with that, I have gone through all these things practically, okay. Now, since in this controls, in this training of ISA, which is starting from Fab, we will be ensuring that we get to know what is ISO 27. We will be discussing the GDPR controls. We will be discussing the NIST CSF 2.0, and then some discussion around CERTIN, okay, CERTIN, Computer Emergency Response Team of India. So what exactly this ISO training is? Those people who are not from the audit background, they're stammering in the audit. They don't know what exactly the protocols are, what are the words and the verbiage of ISO. So this practical session I will make sure that you will be traveling in the audit world from stammering to streaming concept. You will be able to audit an organization completely independently, all these security controls. And the class is starting from 7th Feb, 2026. Please register yourself. Now, the question time. Please go ahead. Team, please go ahead. Any question, team?
How can DID be used for data encryption?
Encryption, I will teach you what is encryption first. Okay. The asymmetric encryption, symmetric encryption. Then I will teach you how the encryption what is algorithm and how we are going to deploy that. What is AES 256? We will be teaching you in the class.
Are you also going to share study material with us, like policies of various access controls, how to?
Yes, yes. You will be getting the access management policy, business continuity policy, disaster recovery policy, network security policy, vendor management policy, your logical security policy. All the things that I will be teaching, you will be getting to know what exactly these policies are. We read the policy first before we audit.
And also checklist also you'll be sharing with us, like
Yes,
ISO.
I will be sharing.
BS.
Yes, I will be sharing you the checklist of ISO 27001. Okay. Control sheet. If you want to get a look on this control sheet, hang on. I will show you how it looks. Okay. I will be teaching you this access control, this policy, this control sheet. Okay. For ISA and ISO. I will let you know what is domain, department, control number, how to write down the control description, how to design the controls, how will you checking the controls, how you will be writing the auditor's remarks, how you will be marking then the compliance status, compliant, non-compliant. You will be writing the risk along with the risk description. We will teach you how to categorize your risk, how to provide the risk ID, how to write down the SLA part. And after writing all these things, I will teach you the complete dashboard of audit preparation. Okay. You will be getting to know all this stuff for the management team to present with the management.
Yeah. Thank you. That answers my question. Just one last question. What is the duration of this course? How many hours? And what weekdays is the course? And how many hours per day?
Okay, this is a 4 hours class, okay, per day, starting from 5:30 to 9:30 Indian Standard Time. Okay, this is on a weekend classes, Saturday, Sunday only.
Saturdays only?
And how many hours total?
It's a 36 hours course.
36 hours. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that means it's going to be Saturdays only, you said?
No, it's a Saturday, Sunday, both the days.
Saturday, Sunday. Then please, like, how much is it?
I'm sorry.
How much? What's the cost?
The
How
co-
much?
He's asking
Okay.
the price of the
Price.
Okay,
yeah.
it is everything is there written here. If you go to this this part, you will find the costing part also. And from the costing point of view, you will my team from the support team will help you out also. From the costing point of view, everything is mentioned in this here. Okay, please go there and you can register for the course. And okay, here is the costing. Okay, $300 for international participants. For Indian citizen, it is 17,700. Can you see this?
No. Can't see
No,
it.
you're not sharing your screen.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hang on. Is it visible now?
Okay. Okay, yeah.
So for Indian participants, it's a 17K 700. For US city or other city or other participants, international participants, $300. And it is gonna be the complete practical session. Okay, you will be getting a CP certificate after the course completion. You will be getting the certificate for this webinar as well. Okay, my team is going to share a link where you need to fill up the details and you will be getting the certificate also. Any more question? Edward? Edward, do you have any question? Polusho? Any question?
Yeah, no more questions.
Okay.
Thank you.
So we'll see you in the class then. If you people have no question at all, okay, please don't forget to register and we will see you in the class. All right,
Thank you.
team. Welcome. Take care.